Thank you for joining our today's webinar and to speed up product development with reusable circuitry using Alternate Designer. And I'm Saira, working as a team lead PDA here at TSAS Microsystems in Bangalore. And this session and recording. If anyone having any questions during the presentation or during the demonstration, please feel free to type your questions in the chat. We will discuss at the end of the demo. Now, let us have a look at our today's agenda. We're going to discuss about what are reusable blocks and the benefits of using the reuse blocks. And we're going to discuss about the new design reuse panel. And we're going to discuss about snippets, followed by demo and Q&A. Now, let us talk about the reuse block. Reuse block is a managed item in Altium P5 workspace that allows quickly place down the schematics and layout circuitries in the design. When there are reuse blocks, advantages to you. The great common circuit you may have in your design could be ICD couplings, power converters, connectors, and any other commonly deployed circuitry. If you are not using the circuitry, then you are wasting time. I mean, using circuitry, you are wasting your time on the layout. And routing, you are doing routing the work has already done before. The design will be like any form of uniformly, and you use the circuitry not working. Alternate method allows you to use automate and use as much as possible. And because of that, Altium has existing use solutions. There are some differences between them. So let us take a look at the first thing is a device sheet and manage the schematic sheet. A device sheet is created and stored as normal schematic document in any created device sheet folder. Rather than adding as document, they placed it inside the project some other way. By default, the device sheets are read-only. This gives confidence to all designers. It is complete and ready to use. Also, it ensures that no other design team modify that. A schematic sheet is similar. The difference between the device sheet and regular schematic sheet is storage, provision, and access control. Device sheet managed by designer on the local drive or shared drive, and a managed sheet is managed in a connected workspace that provides the security of the data integrity, advanced content sharing, advanced history, revision, and lifecycle management. The next thing we talked about is snippets. Snippet is like using a copy paste in your design. You have snippets on a clipboard pasting in your design. Snippets of the schematics and layout fragments are stored separately and on your local machine, and you can share separately. Now let's talk about the reuse block. A reuse block is a block that contains objects that linked to schematics and layout fragments stored on your Altium 365 workspace. Because they are stored and managed in Altium 365 storage, they can be shared with your entire team. This is a reuse block where you can have to store in Altium 365 in the cloud, and those can be shared with the entire team. This image shares the same. Now let us talk about the benefits of using reuse block. Some of the benefits of reuse blocks: the schematics and layout are synced together. When a block is placed on the schematic, automatically layout added to the PCB when the board is updated. The second one is we can have layout variations, and you can place a reuse block as a sheet symbol like this. You can also play as a sheet symbol. You can have the different variations as shown in this image of your design like variants. And then benefit of reuse block is that can be managed in Altium 365 workspace. This means that each block has lifecycle status like draft, prototype, are approved. Like components, how you are given the lifecycle, are approved for production. Whatever you call them, how you have defined, this way you will know it is ready to use or in draft. Also, each revision is saved and you have the revision history of the use block because it is on the artificial workspace. It is ready to use by your whole team. Now let us have a look at the new design reuse panel. If you are familiar with the snippets panel, this is similar and this has been replaced the snippets panel. At the top, we have the storage selection. This is pointing to the your identity workspace or your local machine. And we have a search bar and we have a filter which help you to filter as per your requirement. And if you look at the icon, shows the design use block of schematics or a PCB or design a reuse block of combination of both schematic and PCB. In this panel, we can also create a reuse blocks by clicking on this plus symbol. Now let us discuss about what about snippets. As this been replaced by the design reuse panel, how snippets is available inside the tool. Let us have a look. If you are a snippets user, don't worry, you can reuse those. Although the RTM removes the snippets panel, he is replaced with design reuse block panel. From the storage selection, from the pull down menu from the reuse block panel, point to the location of the snippets. From here, you can able to point the where your snippets have been located in the mission, and you can start using those. With the design reuse panel, you can push your snippets to alternative workspace. They can be used by your entire team. And if you have snippets for both schematics and PCB, what you can do is now you can sync those together and save them to the workspace effectively, creating the design reuse block that ready to be approved or reused. Now let us take a look how we can create the reuse of schematics and how effectively you can use it to save your time in the design. Now let us take a demo. Yes, now I have here Ultimate Bethany has been open, and now I am going to pull a project from the cloud. Just a second. I have, yes, this is the project. I have the project is locally, it's not in the cloud. This is a project which is Dimdale AC to DC 48-volt circuit. And now I want to create a use block and place it on the alternate justify and start using it in other designs. Now we are going to create the use block from circuit connected to this IC around it. And we are not going to use this section and this section. We are going to use the circuit which is connected to this D1 IC. And later on, we're going to push this use block to the our the workspace. Now, to access the design reuse panel, we'll be going to the panels and we'll go to the design reuse. If you go to design reuse, you can see the what in the locations pointing. As I told, if you have a snippets available locally, you can point the snippets, so the snippets also can be accessible from the local storage and also from the cloud. What in the we have the design reuse can also see them. See, we can see this is a design use combination of schematic and PCB. If you click on this, it will highlight the, it will expose and show the what is exactly inside it with the date and the person who created the this device use blocks also. You can able to see it. Now we are going to create another device use block for this connected components around this D1 component. Now to do so, first we need to click on the plus symbol so that it will create a design reuse project. Once the design reuse project is created under the R workspace, we have the schematic sheet and the PCB header is being added. Now we will to we need to copy this section of circuit and paste it on the this schematic sheet. Now we need to do the selection, the circuit we require as per our requirement. Now I don't want this component to be part of the hence I will try to deselect it, and I don't want this ground also. Uh, Let me do some mistake. Let me redo it. Yeah, I don't want this one. This one. Yeah. Now let us copy this section and then go to the schematic sheet where we have the device use block is created. Then Control V to paste. I think this connection has something issue. Again, we'll try to copy this. This time, this time, let's yeah. I think this time it's also getting. I don't want this one. This one. mm, Okay. Now let's hope this time we get perfectly. Yeah. This section within okay. I think this circuit is being placed perfectly. Sorry, this is the one which we want. We're able to place it without any issues. And if sometimes if you are copying and pasting, there is a chance of getting this designated reset. As I have not got the designated reset. Why? Because I have disabled the option under preferences, schematic graphical editing. We have to uncheck this option, reset power designators and paste so that your designators won't get reset. Why? Because we want to sync the schematics with the PCB. Hence, we don't want the designator to be reset. That's why I have unchecked that mark so that our designators won't get reset. Now we have the schematic has been copied and pasted. That means logical part is completed. Now we need to do the same thing for the layout. Now let us open the PCB of the project. And once we have the PCB on the project, and here in RTM we have a thing which is called a cross selection. What now we select in the schematic, the same will be selected on the PCB. Now let me reselect it as per the requirement. Now we don't want this ground, this section as we don't want. Okay. Now if I go to the PCB, the same has been selected, and I think this is being this is selected. Yes. Now we have the selection of the circuit which we need to reuse in the PCB. Now I want to do the copy paste again. Again, Control C. I want to copy from this origin, and again I'll go to this PCB and I'll just paste it here somewhere. And see, now we have the circuit with all the designators have been properly placed, and we have the routing and everything for everything we have got to see. Now once we have got the all this stuff, now we can close this PCB and this schematic. Now we need to do the component linking between the schematics and the PCB. For that, we need to go to project. From the when the PCB is open, go to project, component links. We have to do the component links between schematic and PCB, and we need to we are going to match by designators. Just click on this option, add pairs matched by, so that ordinal matching between the schematic and PCB will get matched. And then click on perform update. Now the component link has been created. If you split the screen, if you do the cross selection, the component link has been created, and it will happen vice versa from PCB as you can do. Okay, like this, the component link has been created. Now, once this is done, we need to get the changes from schematic to the PCB, further go to design, import changes from the project. Now what all information is getting added and is seen. Now the data is being synchronized between the schematics and the PCB. Once this is done, we need to save this change to the server. I mean, we need to push to the cloud. You can give a uh, okay, news, and this is the way I'm going to store inside our workspace. Just click on OK. Now it's going to push the changes whatever we did to the workspace under devs under design use folder. It will get updated. If you go to the design use, you can see our project is created. It's been available here under this panel, and you can see timestamp, a date, and the date by whom. You can also see the PCB, sorry, schematic, and the PCB. Now we want to create a project, and we want to use the design what you have created as a reuse circuit. Okay, for this, let us create a project, and I have the template for the bin rate. I'm just going to use template bin rate revision 2. Okay, let me get a name. Okay, and then using template so that I'll get all the appropriate schematics and the PCB stuff, everything. These are which I created in Reusable 2, and we have the schematic sheet with required connectors, and we have the PCB as well. Now, what I will do, I'll just go here, and I will just place a schematic sheet. Not a sheet symbol is not required because it's small design. Now I place the schematics here. Now I need to push this to the PCB. Just I go design, update to PCB. See, these are all components going to add to PCB. I don't want the room. Make good changes. See, all are in sync. Then there is some issue with these two components. Now I just push this to here, and this is a kind of polygon core. It is why it is not stored because its net is unassigned. Now it is assigned to net C10_1. Yes. Yes. See, we have the entire circuitry of the this virtual circuit what we have created as a design. Okay. Yes, this is all about the design views, and the same you can able to access from panels. Explorer. The Explorer is like browsing the content available in the RTM55 using this Explorer panel. If you go to the manage content, you can see we have the design use blocks, and you can see your design use blocks shown. This is what the design use block which is being created by us. Okay, you can see this is the one which we created recently. Okay, like this also you can able to access your design use blocks. You can also directly place them. Okay, this is all about the design use blocks. To summarize this, we have showcased you what are the benefits of use blocks and how you can overcome the challenges if you use a design use block. And we have to showcase about the new design use panel, and we have showcased about the how snippets also will be synced with the new design use panel, and we have showed a demo how the design use blocks can be created and stored and managed in the RTM 3. Is